Hello, Twitch. Welcome in, everyone. Just refilling my water jug here. How is everyone doing tonight? Happy Sunday to y'all. Hopefully you've all had a lovely weekend. Morning, Catalina. Water. Let me check some things here with the bot because it decided to go haywire a little bit before the beginning of the stream and drove me nuts with about 5 minutes to go. So there we go. Good. Because I clicked on the wrong thing there. And it almost crashed again, I think. What did I do to this poor thing? It's not working anymore. Welcome in, Bun Buns. Hello, the Golden Potato. Welcome to see you all in. We'll start off with some coffee tonight as usual. And I'm not going vegan for my coffee. I'm sorry, I'm still putting half and half in my coffee. And a good morning to you, the Golden Potato. I'm assuming that you're in Australia along with Kata. I'm on the western half of the US. It's a bit later in the day here for me. Thank you, Bun Buns. Okay. Coffee. You know, that used to be like, that started off me imitating a Boston accent for coffee. And it's just evolved and evolved into something that's completely different at this point. I bumped you or something. I set you right earlier. Yep, that's going to be tomorrow night. Oh, okay. Other way. Happy to see you in Potato. I decided to buy real oranges instead of buying like a bottle of orange juice to use like a couple of tablespoons. I actually have that, so yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, hey, did that page actually come over here? No, it didn't. Love that. I'm gonna pour some more water in my coffee. I'm gonna go try and transfer this web page once more. Oops, that's not what I wanted to send it to. That's what I wanted to send it to. I'm back. Hey, Oppo. Happy Sunday to you. Nice. What's the key to Oppo's potato salad? Opolani. Red wine vinegar. Okay. No. You save the pickle juice for brining your fried chicken. That's what pickle juice is for. There's those crazy people that drink it for electrolyte shots, but yeah, don't. Yeah, we're happy to see Bun Bun's in chat with her recent news in Discord. Hopefully she's having a lovely evening. Welcome in, Merlin. Let that sit one more moment. Grab a little sugar from my... Ah. Underrated? I think supermarket celery is junk. But there are some very wonderful celeries out there in the world. Supermarket celery, to me, for the most part, tastes like dirty water. Because it's raised with dirty water. I mean, how you sell something for $1 that way? But farmer's market celery, on the other hand, is amazing. And I love using celery leaves in things where you wouldn't expect them. Like, I love using celery leaves minced up in my mayos and stuff like that. I haven't done that really much on stream, but it's good for flavor. Cheers, chat, before I I don't know, spill it on my mic. I don't know if I did there or not. But happy Sunday to you all. All right, so we're going to start with our sauce. We'll use a small one for this. Actually, sauce is not where I want to start. Broccoli is where I want to start. That's because I want to get this marinating for roasting later. And I'm not going to throw away the stems, but I am going to cut all the good florets away from the stems. The stems, I'm actually going to save and use on Friday. Friday, I'm going to use the stems in stir fry. And actually, a lot of the nutrition, a good portion of the nutrition that they love to report about broccoli, it's in here. And uncooked in here. So these going back in the bag and going in the fridge. Yeah, that's not so much the case here, Catalina. While I don't necessarily want to live in Australia, there's quite a few things that I hear about your country that I somewhat envy in certain ways. But then again, having like half your country burn in forest fires, that's right up here with California. And don't get me started on, I mean, I have a lot of spiders in my house, around my house. I ain't doing Australian spiders, sorry. Oh, please. You take 10 minutes and look on Reddit, and it's just like one after another Huntsman spider horror stories. Mm. Let's see here. Is this a vegan version? I am guessing it is not. It's not. So I'm using a non-vegan Worcestershire simply because I wasn't going to go out and buy brand new things like this. I've sort of said this on Discord beforehand. So we're going to use some Worcestershire, which you can find Worcestershire sauce. And I'm going to guess the same for this. Oh, this is vegan. So, tamari. Salt. Pepper. Olive oil. Yep, it's essentially soy sauce. It's more specific. I don't know the full history and full knowledge on soy sauce, so I feel like I'm a little on my element to be like, oh yeah, it's like this. A little garlic. And a little ginger. Give this a good stir up. Make sure it all looks like they're at least a little bit wet from that. And we'll come back to this in a little while. Treat this sort of like a marinade, but it's not going to sit. Kata, can you throw that in the Discord so I actually remember to look at that? Because I'd be interested in reading that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Uh-oh. Hey, Makawaka. Makawaka. It's a fun name to say. Happy to see you back. We got a Streamators battle to do. Come on, mouse. Go over the other monitor. I know you don't want to, but I want to force you to. Ooh, all sorts of help here. I resized Windows and changed things around a little bit last night. Largely because I have switched from using a cloud service to my local NAS for storage. And so I deleted all of my overlay links and had to redo them. It wasn't fun, Kata. Victory. Kata getting those kills and assists. Honorable mention to Josian and Jamutst. I mean, I try in the pronunciation. It's probably just a timeout, Buns. I got it on a minute or two timeout or something like that. Let's see who's going to get the scrolls here. Catalina and Porterhawk. Good chest. Put a monk out here, but not quite on the front lines. And I'm going to say no. No. Vibe time. I didn't name it Vibe. It's Vibe time. We'll see what we get here in 29 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to make some orange sauce. Still didn't transfer that page. Opening a bottle of molasses. Oops. That was supposed to drip in the pan, not on the side. Just got it where to hide it. In the fridge already. Oops, got to puncture it. Got a new tube of the paste. Awesome bonbons. It's a little tomato paste. That should have gone back in the fridge. Ginger. Actually, ginger. Garlic. Salt. Pepper. Sesame oil. And lastly, a bit of soy. Alright, I'm going to put this on the stove. And we'll come back to this a bit later. Gonna prep my rice ahead of time. Bah humbug. Well, bah humbug. Used to buy Briar Rabbit. I'm not familiar, Merlin, if you're actually talking about actual rabbits or in reference to something I was chatting to before. Thinking that maybe I should have had some apple cider vinegar in that sauce too. Yeah, maybe not. Sure. You got one of those donuts next to your name. Oh, it's a type of syrup. Hmm. I also have maple syrup of I think it's Canadian. Nope, it's US. I have normal as far as oh, love it. US grade A, which made me think it was US. Product of Canada. I grew up in the Midwest, so it wasn't too far from the border. Uh, but that I bought just in Whole Foods, so I don't know how rare or how hard it is to get around here. I also grew up and for fear of people hating me, uh, actually somewhat prefer golden syrup to maple syrup. I'm an American boy. Now, would I ever substitute golden syrup for maple syrup when I was cooking or trying to get flavors? No. But on pancakes, yeah, I want that fake corn syrup, maple syrup. All right, so we got that. We got that. Now we got to start in on our tofu. Grab myself a towel. Realize that I don't really have many towels that are very absorbent available. And I'm going to drain this over the sink. let that dry off a little bit. Awesome. Be careful. Camera. What are you doing, camera? What are you looking at over here, camera? Come on. Over. I move over to you, you move away. Come on, follow me. Follow me. There we go. Silly camera. I don't know how long that was pointed off in a different direction. That could have been a while. But anyways, getting back to you, Merlin. You may want to be careful with how much you use, depending on how old your old stuff was, because that new stuff is going to be tasty, but it's going to be potent. Give our broccoli a stir up here. I think it's about time I start heating up that oven. I'm realizing that I have had my AC running this entire stream. I don't really see it all that much on the stove, on the microphones tonight either. The most annoying noise I'm getting is off of the microphone, is off of the stove mic, which I think is picking up the refrigerator, even though it's in the opposite direction of my shotgun. Ouch. It was actually somewhat reasonable today, but that's because it rained last night, actually. Thankfully, because that probably knocks down the possibility of wildfires. But it went from 90s to raining to 70 to tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be high 80s again. So anyways, I got the oven preheating to 400. I'm now going to turn on our orange glaze to start cooking. Really just want to bring this up to a boil, but since I'm using actually a bit more orange juice than I just used the 2 oranges, which I probably could have gotten away with half, if maybe even a quarter of this orange juice that's in this. I'm going to reduce that down a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit sweeter. I'm just going through the coffee tonight. I'm finishing it up here in less than an hour. Less than 45 minutes, you count the 15 minutes to start the stream. So anyways, me talking about the air conditioner, is anyone noticing any air conditioner noise, even lightly? Maybe that is what the stove mic is picking up tonight. We got a small flame underneath this. What else do I need to get done for tonight's dinner? I can go ahead and put that mixture together before I do the tofu. It's still scary to me. Well, nowadays they don't even really, well, they've taken most of the command line fun out of Windows and the browsers and stuff now. Uh, but I'm having lots of that same fun these days, learning using Linux and FreeBSD, and because I've now got my NAS running, so that's a whole different world of can't figure out what's wrong, because learning curve and lack of documentation. And bug work is much harder. Microsoft does make their product look a lot easier and simpler. You look at the amount of time and effort it would take for Linux to be at the same level, and even with it being open source and 50 different versions of it and a gazillion people working on it, it's not the same level as the... Well, I mean, what I'm sort of hinting at is the fact that I feel like I'm almost transitioning away from Windows at this point, between having, what, two Linux systems in the house and having a FreeBSD system in the house. And my main PCs are still Windows, but... And I say systems, but I'm talking Raspberry Pis, which, they're full PCs, but they're also fit in your hand. I said I could do something and that I didn't do it. And grab a little cornstarch out of the tub over here. I got rather annoyed the other day when I opened up Microsoft Photos. I didn't even really intend to use it, but I opened it up for the first time on my PC since I had formatted or reinstalled, or I forget what I changed. And just by the fact that I had opened that Photos application, Windows updated through Windows, like their Windows Store, automatically downloaded and upgraded the app, and it's like, All I did was open the thing. I didn't want to download a bunch of stuff and add updates and silliness. Garlic powder. Salt. We're going to need 2 sheet pans with parchment tonight. If you're feeling adventurous, you may be able to squeeze these both on one. They're both cooking the same amount of time, in theory. But because I have never baked tofu, aid. Welcome, Andrew's Cooks and friends. Thank you for that raid. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Alex. Hello, Jurific. Welcome, welcome. What were we cooking tonight, Andrew? What was the beer of the night? Welcome in, everyone. One of my viewers has redeemed, which requires a considerable amount of viewership, has redeemed a week-long theme, and so this week I am doing nothing but vegan food, although I'm vegan food. Sorry. Bibimbap. It's always so hard to say, but they're so good, so veggie filled. Okay, that's our oven coming up to temp. For anyone just joining in, what you're looking at here on the stove is my orange glaze sauce, which is the juice of 2 oranges, some soy sauce, a little Worcestershire sauce. And the reason I was using vegan before, the rule that I'm sort of holding myself to for this week is I'm going all vegan with the actual recipes and the food, but I didn't go out and buy a special Worcestershire sauce that was just vegan for this week, and same with the soy, even though the soy I have is vegan. And so this is just reducing down to be a lovely glaze. Over here on the other side of the stove, I've got a pan with rice and water ready to be heated up. And on the board, I was just working on getting started with my tofu, which I just dried in a towel. And I've got some coating for it. We got our broccoli marinating. Yeah, Alex. That's what especially with the way prices are right now, I wasn't going to go out and just replace everything. Trying baking it for the first time as far as tofu, Andrew. So, we'll see how this turns out. Like, looking at these ingredients, it's seeming to me like this is probably like originally a fried dish, which I don't know how big I want to go either with this. Do I want to have that? Nah. We can live with that. And we got a battle to do. Do Stream Raiders here once every 30 minutes? Deciding between... I think I'm going to go with haste. Aww. What happened there? I thought we were doing better than that. We had all sorts of help, too. Boo. I'm going to go on the right side this time. Can't do a monk again, though, so I'm going to do a warrior. Oops. There we go. Let's see what we got going on here with the rest of the game. I got an upgrade. Let's see if I got any quests on. Let's look at the store first, quick. No weekly redemption thingies. We'll leave the rest. Oh, I don't have enough gold to do the second upgrade. No. Alright. Over on the stove. Back to cooking. Continuing to reduce this down. The new people in on chat. This is a bit heavy on the orange. Like, I juiced 2 oranges, and I really only needed, like, a couple tablespoons. And so I'm going to reduce that down a bit. Back to the tofu on the cutting board. Going to coat each of these in our like coating a starch. for any of my regulars still hanging out here in chat, not in lurk mode, I do suggest you go check out Andrew Cooks. I greatly appreciate the raid. He puts on a great show. Should definitely give him a follow. Hopefully my shout out worked for him earlier. And just in case anyone's unfamiliar with tofu, this is firm tofu. This is not silky tofu. And this is a combination of garlic powder, salt, and starch in here. So there's a little bit of flavor in with this, not too much. I'm not sure if this starch coating is more for the baking or for the sauce glazing. Like I said, I think this recipe was originally a fried version anyways. As I was taught, anything in this nature, you need a little bit of ginger, garlic, and green onion. But the real question is, should I add garlic to the bacon versus chocolate vote? That's less the tofu in there now. It's pretty close with coating. This is just wet from the tofu, which will make it nice for picking up all that starch. And that's going in the wash now. reducing nicely here. Not quite as thick as I would want it. And it's vegan week, so I'm not going to. But I really want to finish this with some butter. I mean, really want to. Okay, oven's up to 400. We got our tofu done up. I'm gonna give this one last swirl. Throw this on pan to bake. These were coated in a combination of soy, Worcestershire sauce, olive oil, garlic, ginger. I forget what else I threw in there. Check the VOD. It's why I do this in a large portion. Part of it. Large part of why I do it. I've actually spent a fair amount of my time in the last week or so just going through and archiving and cleaning up everything between photos and videos that I maybe or may not should have. Oven's at 400, so I think I'm going to go ahead and throw both of these in. I'm also going to start the rice start cooking, which is just rice and water over here right now. Going real simple with the rice tonight. Oven's at 400. Welcome back, Bun Buns. And so we're going to give those all 20 minutes down in the oven. We'll take a moment here and point out the Discord here. If only because, wow, that has drastically changed since I last looked at this. We have our weekly vote going for the ingredient challenge on Wednesday. So it's looking like it's going to be beans on Wednesday unless we can get a rally for onions between now and tomorrow. But on Wednesday, I'm either going to have to cook with beans or onions, savory and sweet. So we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, this was you versus Ozzy, wasn't it? Looks like Fluffy's winning out this week. This is Fluffy's week. We also got a couple of new ingredient suggestions down here recently. The more you eat, I am liking how that is starting to look. That is starting to get nice and thicken up lightly. That it does, Catalina. Although I believe, it may have been you, but someone has suggested red beans. That's also on the ingredient suggestion list. So that may be something I have to do in the future, too. Yeah, I was sort of questioning that one because I don't know how well they're available to me here. I'm gonna have to check my Asian market if that gets to the vote. Which my choices for my Asian markets are not that great anymore. There used to be a really nice one in Santa Rosa, but around the time that Whole Foods was taken over by Amazon, they decided to cut out of the business and they sold to Safeway. They did actually a sort of cool deal. They got a deal with Safeway where they kept all their employees. But it then turned that very large supermarket with a very nice selection of Asian food into a Safeway, which at the start they had most of the same stuff, but it's a Safeway now. Um, Other than that, there's a couple of small shops around here, but they're more like the Asian supply stores that have 101 dried things that you're like, okay, how many years old is this? There seems to be another number of markets like that that used to be up here in the northern parts of the state that seem to have disappeared in modern years. Like, we had a couple of knife shops up here in Sonoma. There might be one in Petaluma still, but I think even they're out of the game now. Should be broadcasting perfectly fine, Nandy. You're welcome in. Oh, coffee's done. We up to a boil over here? Almost. I'm gonna cut the heat on the glaze because I think that is. Maybe we can go a bit thicker. Anyone else see my face? I would hope so. My OBS is saying I can see it. You can see it. 12 minutes on stream. We're gonna have a holding pattern here. We got. Okay, we got our rice up to a boil. And cut the heat on that. Let that stay covered and continue cooking. I'm gonna rinse this bowl out and give it a quick dry off, and we'll use this to toss the tofu with the sauce. I hope you do too, Bun Buns. No one likes staying in the hospital. Is that the camera or is that my settings? Let me see my settings here. Check my settings on OBS real quick here. Oh, that's not what we want. That should hopefully be a little better. I don't know if it's even really noticeable, but... Lowered my keyframes because I'm not playing video games here. Everything is going to be ready at once here. We're going to have our battle ready. We're going to have tofu and broccoli ready. We're going to have rice ready. Everything. It's going to be a quick stream tonight, folks. We're going to be wrapping up here shortly. You got another 10-15 minutes maybe. If you have any favorites you'd love to send us off to, now is maybe a good time to find someone to send us off to a bit later. Pending they're going to be on at least 15 minutes. So what's everyone's favorite type of chicken? Who makes your favorite chicken? Who makes the best fried chicken out there, folks? What do you think? Some people in New York may know this, but I'm going to vote for Kennedy's Fried Chicken. Although that's half a joke. It's been a minute since I did some fried chicken. Yeah, it's been a minute. Sorry, getting into one of those situations where no matter what you do, you're not really quite comfortable. Just ugh. I can tell you it is not modern KFC. I have no idea what the original compares, but The modern stuff is like salt and maybe a little light garlic, maybe some pepper. You certainly don't get those 11 herbs and spices. Or rather, 5 spices and, or yeah, 5 spices and however many herbs there are. No, thank you, Bun Buns. As much as I don't wish it upon you, I don't want it either. The last time I was in an airport, which I'm going to be in an airport here, I'm taking essentially the last 2 weeks of this month off, close to that week and a half. Going to be visiting family, and I'll be back doing more streaming after. But the last time I was in an airport, I did not have a fun time with the eateries. And I went past one chicken shop and I was like, I don't like them. I don't support them. I don't want to eat what they have to eat. And it was good because they were closed anyways. And then I went down further, went to another one. I was like, meh. And I decided to keep looking around, wandering. I had a while to sit in the airport for some reason, probably a layover. And then I come back to that first chicken place that I was willing to eat at. Not was technically the second one. And then they were closed. And the other one was open. And it was like, you only can choose, you only have the choice of one. Oh, it's a week and a half. I think you'll do okay. I'm going to be off drinking bourbon. Visiting family. But I will be back. Besides, I have all that new stuff in July that's planned to be. I mean, I got the new layouts I'm planning. I got my 3-year stream anniversary in July. Though I may need it to remind everyone I exist after a week and a half gone. About another minute until we can see what our rice turned out like. Oh, I know what we can do before that. Do green onion action. Toss with all of this. Trying to peel, it just doesn't want to cooperate with me. It's too dry, I guess. Peel. Not really. You can tell just by looking at that it wasn't quite perfect. It's actually quite uneven when it gets down to it. Ooh, double reminder there. Got double audio playing for this, I guess. What is this? Seriously, they got all sorts of skins here. Uh-oh. 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 This is not looking good. No. It's just Twitch Lover down there running away. This map is, yeah, this map's been pretty rough. It's both complicated and it's got, yeah, there's a lot to it. And I haven't studied it enough for either of these, which is probably why we've lost. But we're going to have to give it a new try tomorrow night. I don't know if that's going to happen in 90 seconds. Really? Really? I'm shocked. The invincible archer. Twitch Lover. Just winning it all for all of us. Just dominating. Tina getting some assists there for us. Catalina getting the gold, though. Twitch Lover getting some well-earned scrolls. Or a well-earned scroll. Well, Catalina, the rewards are both for viewership and for loyalty. While I greatly appreciate Twitch Lover, I don't believe I have seen them in my chat, in my game, at least recently. Alright, so we got some lovely looking rice over here, which I'm going to doctor up a bit. And add a bit of salt, garlic, and what was it? I don't have any of that, so we won't add that. But salt. I was thinking citric acid or imitation lemon, but I don't have any of that, so I'm not going to do that. Some pepper. And let's pork that rice. Let's start off with some of that rice. We have our roasted broccoli that I took out of the oven. Browned lightly crispy. And then let's grab our tofu. Tofu was... I thought it can maybe go longer, or maybe be flipped in here. It's definitely aching for some sauce here. So that's our tofu as it comes out of the oven. Set that aside for a moment. And then our orange sauce, nicely thickened up. Maybe not as thick as a plated sauce, but that is considerably thicker than the orange juice and other goodies I started with. And being somewhat gentle with this, even still after, you can still hear there's a little crispiness there to that tofu, even without frying it. And then green onions. And I'm going to go heavy on the green onion. Just because I cut it up and want to use it all. And there we have dinner. Our first vegan dinner of the week. All right, photo time's over. Let's give this a shot. I'm sure this is all amazing. We definitely have somewhat of a skin from that starch with our tofu. That sauce is great. I almost want to add more sugar to it though, because I was expecting the OJ to be sweeter than it is. I can taste it. I can taste the orange. I can taste the other lovely things in there, but I want it to be like I think the sweetness would bring out some better. Flavors in are there. Also, perhaps a bit heavy on the starch with that one. Like this recipe is probably better fried. Bun Bunch, I thought you were vegan. And rice is lovely too. So that turned out lovely. I'm really happy with that. That's going to be good dinner tonight. I'm going to be back here tomorrow with more. Going to be doing tacos tomorrow night. I've got the jackfruit already. I've got all the stuff for tomorrow. I've got going to be doing jackfruit with homemade barbecue sauce. Vegan again. Homemade tortillas tomorrow night. Going to be adding, I got some iceberg lettuce in there for greens. I've got some avocado in the house. I've got some vegan cheese for our tacos. Let's see how that is. I haven't tried these vegan cheeses, and so this would be an adventure. Let's see what they're like. I hope you come back and join me for that tomorrow night. Let's see, who will we have on tonight? Oh, I think this is a little question of where we head to from here. Unless someone's already redeemed it, I didn't notice it. Nope, I know where we're headed. I know where we're headed. Hey! There's the shout out for Andrew's Cooks. Or Andrew Cooks. That should have happened back when he raided me way earlier in this stream. Wow, it only took, what? The rest of the stream for that to catch up? But if anyone's unfamiliar with Andrew Cooks, lovely fellow food and drink streamer here on Twitch, you should give him a check out. But I'm going to send all you lovely folks off to go hang out with Cup of Joe. Cup of Joe is a pixel artist, or pixel art artist, And I'm contracting him to do some work for the stream. So he's made up several emotes for us. There's some other goodies in the works. He's not working on that right now. He's working on his other projects. I hope you go and enjoy hanging out with him. Great dude. Great stream. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a little bit louder than here, but not by much. I hope you all have a great night. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Good night.